All right, so welcome to our next episode of my Leveraging Your Voice podcast. And today we have a new guest with us, Kat Figlak from Kat Figlak Photography. How did I do with the name and the business name? Do I have it right?
You nailed it. Good job.
He had to coach me before we started, so I got it right. All right, so that's a good start. We're off to a good start. I like that. So why
Absolutely.
don't you just tell us a little bit about yourself? We're both here in Michigan. We're both part of this little Crew 52 thing that we're doing, where we're
Mhm.
sharing each other's businesses with our different audiences.
Mhm.
I'm excited to have you on.
Oh, I
That's
appreciate
what you
it.
are in the name, photography, right?
Yep.
Which is an exciting topic. But I keep talking. So go ahead and tell us a little bit about yourself. You know, who is it that you work for and what's the sort of thing that you do for them in photography?
Absolutely. Well, first off, I appreciate the opportunity to be here with you today. So I am a local photographer located here in Clarkston. My studio is located in Clarkston, a few miles north of downtown Clarkston. I have been a portrait photographer for 10 years-ish, like maybe a little bit more by now. I don't know sometimes I'm scatterbrained. Where are we at in time, right? But anyhow, I specialize in maternity, newborn, so motherhood aspect of photography, as well as families. And I just started shooting seniors. So basically, as a mother, any part of your life being a mother or your children, I can capture those memories for you. But I specialize in portrait work, not necessarily events. And yeah, that's my specialty. That's what I do.
That's awesome. Now, there's a couple pictures behind you there. Are those yours?
They are, yes.
Talk to
This
us
is my
about those.
Yes, this is my good friend, one of my best friends. This is her daughter, Sophia. Sophia is now just turned 11 on July 2nd, and this is when she was 2. But her beautiful blue eyes, I love walking into my studio every day and seeing them. And then this is another family that I had the opportunity to photograph at Cranbrook.
Mm.
So yes, those are two of some of my studio is filled with photos, but these are two of my favorites right here behind me.
Now, your studio's in your house, not in your house. Where's your studio?
Yes, my studio is located in my home, and I live in Clarkston, just north of I-75 off M15 in Deerwood subdivision.
Okay, that's very cool.
Mhm.
Now, there's a picture there of a 2-year-old, and you
Yeah,
said she's 11 now.
no, I know.
You know, some people don't get it. They say, oh, I don't know, I don't need pictures. But I
Yeah.
suspect you don't think that's so good. You think there's other things to say about having a 2-year-old's picture on your wall. Why don't you
Yes,
just talk to us about that a little bit?
absolutely. Well, as a mother of 4 myself and watching, I remember when my kids were born, people would tell me, oh, in a blink of an eye, they're going to grow up. And while you're going through it and you're cradling this baby, you're like, yeah, no, no, no. Like you just so in that moment when they're young, but they do. They grow so fast. And to me, it's capturing a moment in time, whether it be, a maternity client. They're developing a life. They're creating a life in their body. And to me, that's a monumental time. You're developing a family. You're starting your family at that time. So important. Even with the family photographs, a lot of people say, oh, well, I'm not sure if I want a great big print because in a few years the kids are going to be older. But yes, but you want to remember the kids at this moment. It's a very special moment in time for your family. Like I told you earlier, it's the pause. To me, a photograph is the pause button of life. So it's that moment in time that we are capturing your family. So in years to come, when you look back, you may not remember that memory directly. If you say to me, oh, Kat, remember when your oldest daughter was 5? I mean, I do remember it, but I have to go like deep into the bank. But if I see a photo of her, I'm like, oh, remember that when she was 5? And it's such a special time to always capture your family, regardless of age and what phase of life they're in. And it's also, I read a psychological study about the benefits of children seeing photographs of themselves hanging on the walls of their home. It gives them a feeling of self-worth. Also just shows lets them reflect on a time of their life that they don't may not remember, under the age of 4. A lot of times we don't have memories of that time in our life, and shows appreciation for their life altogether. And I will oftentimes, I photograph you, if you come to my home, I have photographs of my children all over the place. It's what I do. So, and I'll oftentimes see my children stopping and staring at a photo of themselves and asking me about it, or just watching them gaze at it for a moment or two is enough for me to let that, warm my heart, I guess, so to speak.
Well, it's interesting because now I have 5 kids and I was not taking pictures in all those years,
Sure,
but
you were busy.
but my wife was taking pictures and I never said, oh, don't do that or do that, but she did all that. And I look back now and I think, man, I'm glad she did, because if we were relying on pictures I took, we wouldn't have any.
Sure.
So I count myself lucky that somebody was taking care of that.
Well, so a lot of times I always, I do say that I'm a motherhood photographer. A lot of times as mothers, we're taking the behind the scenes day to day, maybe with our iPhone or doing something like that. How often does mom get in the picture?
Mhm.
And it's important, for I'll do mommy and me sessions with mothers where the moms come with their children. And I usually, do those around Mother's Day. Those are very important for mom to get in the photo with their kids as well. Or even their family photo. It's hard to take a photo of yourself with your family. I mean, if you have a guest, you're on vacation, you can take a photo, sure. Nowadays, that's kind of easier to document that stuff. But to have that like classic portrait that you can hang on your wall or put above your mantle, or, displayed in your home as a piece of artwork, it's special.
It is. Now, if somebody is thinking to themselves, hey, I'd like to do portraits with you,
Mhm.
how would they find you? How would they get connected to you?
No, I appreciate that question. So I have a website. It's katfiglak.com, K-A-T, F as in Frank, IGLAK.com. That is my website. On my website, you can view all of my portfolio pages for maternity, newborn, family, and senior photography. At the bottom of the page, I have a clean, crisp client, contact form. I always ask that people contact me that way. It kind of streamlines our communication the best. And I have questions in there, and it, helps best prepare me for going into communication with the client. Um, I am very old school, and I still believe that actually have a communication degree from Oakland University, and I still believe that phone communication is the best communication, or speaking with a client and getting to know them before they show up and I take their photo. I want to get to know all of my clients. So actually, when people reach out to me via my website, first they're going to get a call from me. I I pick up the phone and I call you, and we kind of chat details. I ask them questions to make sure I'm a good fit for them. But then I also go over details of my sessions with them as well. Just all the back end of things. But I like to kind of break that ice and get to know each other. No two moms, no two babies, no two families are the same. Therefore, no two sessions are. So all of my sessions are 100% designed around each individual family, person, whoever I'm photographing. So it starts with a phone call. Sometimes I have to follow up with an email or two, because life is busy for people. And then from there, I actually go on and we do a Zoom consult, and we design the perfect shoot for all of my clients. To me, if they're going to invest in this experience and having their photos taken with me, I want to make sure I give them the absolute best and I get to know them well beforehand. And a lot of times it breaks the ice because sometimes people are nervous to come and get their photos taken. So I like to know that we've already had that initial interaction together. So when they show up at my door or wherever we decide to meet, we've already kind of broken that ice. And now we can just have fun and have a great shoot together.
That's awesome.
Mhm.
Are people receptive to that process, and do they enjoy that process, getting to know you before they come in for their photos?
Most of the time, yeah. Most of the time. I do. I will say sometimes with no offense, but the younger generation, they do prefer more of the email, text style communication. And I'm happy to start the dialogue with that. But it's very rare that I will do a full session for somebody without initially having a consult via Zoom initially. I just don't know if I could, if I want to get to know their needs, their wants, what they're expecting out of this photo shoot from me, so I can provide my best work for them. So, they'll last anywhere from 15 to 30 minutes, depends on how chatty we get or the kind of ideas people have. But for the most part, I would say people are very receptive, especially the people who are serious about the experience.
Now talk to me about what is the experience when you're talking about a photo shoot and the experience that you want to have. Some of us would think, well, I want to come and have you take my picture.
Right. No,
So,
that's
so beyond that, what else is it that you're talking to people about?
absolutely. So, actually, for my all of my female adult clients, I offer full wardrobe. I have a client gown closet. Most of my clients, my women that come in for both maternity and newborn, kind of want to get dressed up and have more like a gowns and like experience. So I have a gown closet that has over 130 pieces in it last time I counted, but it's growing all the time. So I provide full wardrobe for my female clients. Husbands, I direct them on what to wear and like what to bring for their husband or spouse, significant other, whoever it may be. Same thing for my seniors. Anything in studio, they're happy to use. They can use the gown closet if they'd like. But I find a lot of my seniors tend to have their own fashion sense, so they want to display that themselves. So I let them kind of bring in their own attire so they can display their personality that way. But so first we had the consult, then we had the shoot, and then a week or two after their shoot, I come to them with their photos, and we have another Zoom or in studio meeting, whatever they want to do. And it's from there that they pick the photos they want to purchase. I always tell people I don't ever expect for you to commit to a package or a collection or a wall art or anything, any type of item until you've seen the work I produce for you. I want you to see that and be happy with it. And then from there, they choose what kind of 95% of my clients walk away with at least some sort of print product. That's something I'm very passionate about, is my not only, I know we live in a digital world. Everybody wants digitals. I totally get that. But I want my clients to also walk away with a tangible piece of artwork, whether that's an album or a collection box of matted portraits or a piece of wall art that they can display in their home. And with that, they also get the matching digital photos. So I try to tell people, I try to give you the best of both worlds, a tangible piece of, something that you appreciate, whatever that may be, whatever is suitable for your home decor or your lifestyle, as well as the digital images, because I know you want to share those on social media or share those with family that may not be local.
Now, in the artwork that they might get, do you do the whole framing concept with them and all of that, or do they got to go elsewhere?
Everything. I handle everything from start to finish. I have so many of my clients who are like, Kat, I just want to be able to bring it home, hang it on the wall. And I even have a handyman that'll come hang it. Not a problem. I take care of all of that for you. So my clients come in and it's a no hassle experience. And I offer several different pieces of wall art options because everybody's home decor is very different. So 2 different styles of canvases, prints, metal, acrylic artwork for my clients who maybe have a little bit more of a contemporary home decor, as well as paintings where I go in and hand paint my images in Photoshop to look like oil paintings. And then I bring them back after I get them back from my labs and I hand paint them with an acrylic gel to make those brush strokes come out 3-dimensionally. So they look like they have a fine art piece hanging in their home.
Of them?
Yes, of them. Yep, of them. But I don't go over, I always tell people I don't go overboard where I lose like the facial characteristics of my clients or, this photo's still going to look like you. It's going to look painted, but it's not going to look like, too distorted where you can't tell it's yourself.
Right. That's all really, really cool.
Yeah.
And what kind of responses do you get from people when they come in and see the photo work that you've done for the first time or the framed artwork that you've provided for them? What kind of reactions do you get from people?
All sorts of reactions. I've had moms cry at my dining room table because most of the time when people come pick things up, It's just, and, entry of my home, and I'll show them things. I've had moms, tear up for me. I have people that come send me photos of their artwork in their homes after they've had it hung. Um, People that I just appreciate like having that service. A lot of times there, and I'm not discrediting any other photographers in the industry by no means by making this next statement, but a lot of time, and this is how I used to operate my business. Back when I first started, I just would take the pictures and hand off the digitals and let you do whatever you wanted with them. But I'd have so many repeat clients that would come back to me and be like, "Oh, the USB drive is still sitting in the safe, or sitting in the bedside table, or we haven't done anything with the photos. We still need to do something." So in my head, I saw a problem. Okay, that's a problem. And because people are busy, they have careers, they have lives, or they just don't know. They don't know how to um, showcase their photos. A lot of times people will come back to me and there was maybe a photo that I cropped a little too tight to do a gallery wrap canvas. Like it would wrap around the edge and dad's head is halfway around the edge, right? So they'd come back to me, "Hey, Kat, can you fix this so we can make it a canvas?" And sure, absolutely. At the time, I would do all that. And then I'm like, okay, so I saw a problem. The problem is that not everybody knows what to do with their photographs. So my solution was, I'll take care of it. Life is busy. This is my job. This is my profession. Why invest the money into a beautiful photo shoot when you don't enjoy it?
Well, I thought the photos go into a shoebox and then you cover the shoebox.
They can, they can. Well, so one of my options is well, it's a little bit nicer than a shoebox, Paul, but it's a box. It's a beautiful linen box, and it inside is matted portraits. And those are for my clients who maybe just want to bring their portraits out from time to time and go through them like they were an album, but they also get the option of displaying them in their home. They kind of could be the best of both worlds, like whatever you decided you want to do with them. And I actually have had families that have come back to me multiple times, and they'll order a different box and they'll put each of their kids' names on it, or a family box and then their kids' names. And then as we do more shoots, they'll sort them into the different boxes. So each kid has a box, but mom and dad have a box. But they always have the option of bringing those and hanging them on the wall, or keeping them tucked safe away. And one day when the kids leave the house, here are your portraits to always have.
That's a really good service.
Yeah. It reminded me of, I remember when, back in the day, my grandparents, unfortunately, they passed away when I was like 10, 12 years old. So my memories of them are, not as clear or as late as I would have loved to have them. But my parents can bring out pictures and show me pictures of my grandparents, or they have them displayed in their home, and I walk over and I still feel that sense of that family connection, or I'm thankful we have those, because this is the old school way of doing things. I was born in the 80s. My mom used to take us to Olin Mills and get our photos taken, and she would have prints made and they would be displayed in our home. And now I have a box, like similar to a shoebox, that my mom has all those photos for me to have. But those are going to be the photos my kids can experience and enjoy. To me, a tangible print is always going to be something that could be passed on for generations. And all of the artwork that I provide is archival quality, museum grade. So my labs guarantee this stuff for 100 years. It's going to outlive us all. So these are generational pieces that can be passed on to the family. And, while we live in a digital world now, and I think our whole future, and even my grandkids and everybody's going to be in a digital world, I've had a hard drive fail on me. I have multiple. I've been doing in this business forever, and I save a lot of things. And I did have a client from 7, 8 years ago. They lost their photos, came back to me, and my hard drive had failed. It was that old. I sent it out. Luckily I was able to recover everything for them and get it back for them. But you just never know. Things aren't backed up right, or just, to me, having a physical something is of a value of its own. It makes it historical. It makes it a piece of history, our history.
Now, if somebody's working with you to take family photos as the family is growing,
Mm-hmm.
how often is there a program where you say, "Hey, we would see you X amount of times every year, multiple times a year, every other year? Do you have any programs that like this is sort of a lifetime product kind of thing and you can work your way year to year and have these photos?
Sure. So I do offer my clients a discount when they come back to me within like 24, or I'm sorry, within a 12-month period. They do get a discount off of that next session. I actually offer with two of my collection options, I do offer a complimentary session within 12 months, meaning I waive my session fee or, retainer, and they just come back and they purchase what they'd want from that shoot, whether that's a couple 11 by 14s, a whole nother collection box, an album, whatever that may be, whatever's best for their family at that time. I would say most of my clients family clients will get their photo taken every year to every other year. Is like a good mark. I have several clients that just come to me for their major milestones in life, like their maternity, their pregnancies, their newborns, but then every other year will come and continue on to get family photos or, photos of their baby at their first birthday, whatever it may be.
Okay, so there's a variety of ways that people can do that. And you
Yeah.
have some families who are doing that with you now,
Yes.
milestones every other year, whatever it might be,
I
and
have families for 10 years. I've been taking their photos, family
building
photos
their
for
shoe
10 years.
boxes as they go.
What's that?
Building their shoe boxes as they go.
Yes, I think I'd like to say my linen boxes are a little nicer than a shoe box, but yes, building their shoe boxes as they go. Absolutely.
Awesome.
And no, it's just a lot of times too, I always tell people, please don't wait to book in September or October because everybody wants their updated Christmas card photo, and that they send out and everything like that. I'm like, start contacting me in August so we're not like down to the wire.
Well,
A photographer.
we're almost to August, so that's a good message for right now.
Yes. So, the busiest time for a photographer, at least in my experience, is probably April to November is just like that's like the heat of our season. And especially being here in Michigan, everybody wants their photos outside. Now, if you live in Florida, your schedule may be a little opposite because people don't want to take their photos in 110-degree heat down in the humidity of in June, whatever it may be. But being here in Michigan, a lot of times our, clients want to get outside or have their photos taken outside. Although having the studio here does give more options for my clients who maybe wait a little longer to get on the books and need to do something in like November or something like that.
Awesome. Now I have a question for you.
Mhm.
Who takes pictures of you?
My latest headshots, my 12-year-old daughter.
Well, how about that?
Yeah. She has taken a very strong liking to what I do. I've taught her along the way. Now, mind you, I set up a lot of the stuff and I have the settings and all that stuff ready for her. But she knows how to work her way around the camera. And then she's actually started learning Photoshop at a young age, all of that. So it's kind of cool. It's been really fun to share as like a mother-daughter experience. When I take photos of my family, like all six of us, it's usually here in my studio and it's on a tripod and a timer.
Okay, so you're taking pictures.
Yes. Most of the time I take my pictures. Yes.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, what else? Is there anything else that you want to share today before we finish up our episode?
Just I think the biggest thing is just launching this awesome new genre of senior photography into my business. I'm super excited about it. The teens I've already had the opportunity to work with have been amazing. This year I assembled a senior model team, which is has 6 different seniors that are located from Clarkston, Lake Orion, Oxford, and actually Marine City. They're part of my model team, and they're getting a little extra stuff being in my model team and being allowing me to use their work, around social media, and helping me out, getting the word out that this is a new genre that I'm shooting. So I guess getting that out there that for the years that I was asked if I did it, I finally am. And I'm super excited about it. And these teens have been great to work with. And it's cool to hear about their goals and aspirations and get to know them better and kind of to incorporate some of that into their photo shoots as well.
Very cool.
Mhm.
Awesome. All right, so I want to thank you for joining us today.
Oh, thank you for having me.
I always ask the question, did you get a chance on my podcast, Leveraging Your Voice, to leverage your voice?
I think I did. And I really appreciate the opportunity again. Thank you for having me. It's just been a lot of fun.
Awesome, Kat. I appreciate you joining. I am Paul Rakowitz. I'm with PR Vocal Coaching. I help people speak with confidence. So if you need any help with that, go on over to my website at prvocalcoaching.com. Kat, your website again?
Sure. It's KAT, F as in Frank, IGLAK.com.
Awesome. And it's Kat Figlak Photography. I'm saying that's the first name I got right in all the episodes I ever done. So I've said it several
Got it. You nailed it.
What a deal. All right. Well, thank
Awesome.
you for joining us. Everyone, thank you for watching. Appreciate it. Hit the little like button or share it or whatever. That always helps us all do better. Appreciate you joining us. And until next time, be well.